Welcome to Laos. I did not just arrive, I arrived a few hours ago and I arrived from Bangkok because I flew into Bangkok. That was a rather stressful journey. I kind of had to run for the second leg of the flight and then someone had a heart attack on the plane. So that was delayed by a few hours, so I actually didn't get as much time in Bangkok as I would have liked. I'm going to sit down for this because it's really hot. So I'm just walking through the city at the moment. I suppose first impressions of Laos is it's really cheap. I got a SIM card for £1. The taxi is kind of capped at like £5, which is amazing, and it will take you anywhere. The city itself is not really busy, particularly considering their neighbour Thailand is super busy, and Vientiane actually borders the Mekong river, and on the other side of the Mekong is Thailand. So it's very, very close to Thailand, but it's nowhere near as busy. It is just as hot though. And now I'm just walking around. A lot of the temples close at 5, so we're going to see if we can try and get into some of those quickly. The problem is that because it's so hot, the camera devices and everything is overheating. So I keep getting warnings like, you need to cool down, you need to relax. So we'll see how long and how far this takes us. The presidential palace there, it's not huge, it's beautiful, but it's not really big. Anyway, so we have arrived at Wat Sisakek. So Wat just means temple. So I'm trying to find the entrance. Okay, so we are in the temple Sisaket. Now, this is a special temple because actually it's one of the few places that was not destroyed by the Siam kind of kingdom that took over Laos at the time. So Laos has obviously got a lot of Thai influence. It's also got a lot of French influence because obviously Laos was part of French Indochina. So I think you are supposed to pay an entrance fee, which is 30,000 kip, which is about £1. But the ticket office was closed when I walked in, and the place is open till 5 and it's currently 4. So I feel really bad, but there's no one to speak to. The whole temple complex is empty. So, but it's really beautiful. The whole temple complex is kind of surrounded by an inside bit whereby there's just lines of Buddha statues, and then inside as well where you've got a big golden Buddha statue. We can go inside if you take off your shoes, but I don't think you're allowed to film, and to be honest I don't think it's respectful to film. But it's just a very peaceful place. Very nice, very similar to the architecture you see in Thailand as well. There's only like a few people here. I was walking and I found this cool art installation. Meanwhile I'm being attacked by a bug. That's quite nice. I was just walking by that graffiti, quite beautiful, and then the security guard told me that I could not record because the American embassy was behind, so we all know how important their work is, so yeah, so I stopped recording, and instead I asked him to take a photo of me, and he really made sure not to include anything but me and the wall. But we're just walking to this roundabout, which we're actually here now. I can show you guys. And it's just a roundabout with a nice kind of pagoda in the middle. I'm kind of standing in the middle of the road, but it's fine. The city is not very busy at all. It's quite nice. Just walking along the street, there's school kids everywhere, and it's like they've never seen a tourist before. They're practicing their English. They're like, hello, yo. I'm like, yo bro, what's up? What are you saying? They're like, no, sorry. But we are here at the monument, which is the Arc de Triomphe. If you're watching and you're French, I do not speak French, I apologize. But obviously this building was inspired by the Arc de Triomphe. I think I pronounced it quite well actually. Nevertheless. Now obviously, because as I mentioned before, Laos was part of Indochina along with Vietnam, there is a lot of French influence here. So I like to think this is not a tribute to the French, to their former colonizers, occupiers, but rather the finger. And that makes me like this even more. But it's a very beautiful monument. I think you can go up, it's 7 flights of stairs, so hopefully we'll get the chance to do that now, if not tomorrow. Yeah, let's check it out. Should I cross, should I not cross? If I was in Paris, I would die, so probably should not cross. Okay, so currently looking at, it's not called the Arc de Triomphe, by the way. Oh, the cars are stopping, so I'm presuming I can go. It's not called the Arc de Triomphe, it's called the Pataksai Monument, so yeah. Anyway, but this is the equivalent of that and the Champs-Élysées, I suppose. It's just beautiful. I think we should have more monuments in the world that say, you know what, former colonizers, screw you, we're going to do something that you already have, but frankly we're going to do it better. Because it's more beautiful, I think, in my opinion. I've been to Paris. Oh, and look at the ceiling. Let's have a look. Okay, and so I met this guy who was 22 years old, and he came up to me and he goes, "Hi, can I talk to you?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said basically he just wanted to practice English with me, so I sat with him for about 10 minutes just for him to speak to me, practice English. Really nice guy, bless him. He was like, "What's the best way?" I said, "Just watch English TV." Okay, so we're at the Vientiane night market. Unfortunately, we couldn't go up to Pataksai Monument, because apparently it was open 2 years ago, and then after COVID it closed, and then it never reopened again. So that was unfortunate, but we're here at the market now. Okay, I did think it would be food as well, but it's mainly just clothes. A lot of like fake goods. I mean, if fake stuff is your thing, then I would say come here, but I don't think their quality is the best in terms of copy counterfeit. But nevertheless, I'm not someone to endorse these things. So this is at the end of Vientiane night market. I didn't think there'd be any food, but there's a whole food market, but it's right at the end. I think there's a cricket, and so just finished at the food market. I ate really spicy food, like my mouth is burning, and I burnt my palate yesterday in Bangkok, and I can still feel a bump on my upper palate, so it's stinging a bit. But overall, you know, some people may say I overate. I did, but it was totally worth it, super cheap. I think in total I spent £3, and I had quite a lot of food. I just got a mini soda, random, but love it. The other thing that I have noticed, which I think is very worth saying, is the people here. They're so nice, but even though they don't have a lot of money, if there's someone begging, almost every other person stops to give them money. I think it's so beautiful, it's so nice. Okay guys, we're back in the hotel. It's 9:20, the pool closes at 10, so I'm gonna go jump in quickly. But otherwise, we'll continue this vlog tomorrow. And welcome to another day. We are here at the Buddha Park, so it's really beautiful. It's really, really, really hot, like really hot. So I'm trying to find shade. I know for a fact my phone is going to stop working because it's going to say it's overheating, so we'll see how that goes. It's really beautiful. There's butterflies everywhere. Obviously it's just a huge kind of outdoor complex where there are loads of Buddha statues. There's mainly locals here, there's not many tourists at all. They do charge a little bit extra for tourists, but again, it just works out to absolutely minimal amount of money. There are butterflies everywhere. It's just really, let me have a look. It's just really, really beautiful. Very serene, very peaceful place. And I think actually that kind of statue, you can see there's people walking there. I think we can go up inside that monument, so we'll do that so we can get a good view. And there is a big Buddha as well, which is quite famous. Most people that come here end up taking a photo there, as I shall as well. I wonder how many there are in the park as kind of like a total. So other thing to say is that the taxi to get here was around 500,000 kip, which is about 15 to 20 pounds. It was really expensive. Excuse me. I did not expect it to be that expensive. However, it is for coming here, the way back, and the taxi driver waits for you as well. Now, the reason it's so expensive is because it does take 45 minutes to get here. It is quite far, but still, I thought it was really, really expensive. Probably the most expensive thing, hopefully, I will pay for here in Laos. Right, I did make a very important stop to get some mango juice, so I don't die. It also has helped to cool down my phone because I just stuck my phone next to it. So we're now going to try and go up that monument. Need to take a few Insta photos and then we're going to go back. So our taxi driver's actually waiting for us. So he's going to take us, so he took us here. He'll wait around 45 minutes to an hour and then he'll take us back. So I'm just wondering how you do get up. Oh god, looks steep. Okay, let's try. Look how steep they are. Like, that's my foot. Right, let's try. Oh gosh. Bloody hell. Okay. Okay, almost near the top. And within each room there's kind of more statues. So let's see. Came out that hole. Oh my god. That sounds wrong. Ignore what I said. God, okay. I think we did pretty well considering I don't like tight spaces. And yeah, well, it's beautiful up here. Have a look. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Buddha Park. So you can also go in there, which we're not going to do. That presumably leads you into the middle. No, thank you. I'd rather go down in one piece. Yeah, no, guys, if you're coming here, you have to come to the Buddha Park. Like, it's just beautiful. Really is beautiful. I'll say this about Vientiane. It's not a big city. There's not too much to do here, but it's a really, really beautiful walking city. There's a few things that you can do. I think 2 days is absolutely perfect here, including your time to obviously get here, relax, chill at the pool, and also then obviously take your train to Vientiane, which we're going to be going to tomorrow. But it's just a really beautiful place to just walk, just relax, just explore the city, explore the culture. Very quiet. Life just moves very, very slowly here, which is really quite nice. So we have arrived at the Phra That Luang temple. So it's really empty. There's also loads of just almost like car parking space with no cars. It's very strange, but behind me you can see the national symbol of Laos. So we're gonna go check it out and take loads of photos. I mean, it is just beautiful, there's no doubt. It's like, I'd like to think it's pure gold. I'll have to see when I get inside if it's actually gold foil or if it's gold, but it's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. There's no doubt in my mind as to why this is the national symbol of Laos. I did realise, by the way, at the beginning of the video I keep calling it Laos because it's spelt Laos, but it's actually pronounced Lao, so I apologise for that. Don't kill me. But yeah, so now we're going to be heading to the Cope Visitor Centre. So what this is basically a museum for amputees and prosthetics. So if you didn't know, the Vietnam War, or as it's known here, the American War, was not just Vietnam, it was also a huge part of Laos that was also bombed. And so still to this day there are landmines in Laos, and basically when people step on these they end up losing limbs or with disabilities.
It is not at war, but yet millions of people are living there.
That's really interesting. Laos is the most heavily bombed country in the world per capita.
On June 9, 1964, US Air Force fighter jets.
So the bombs would come like that, and they would open up to release all of these cluster bombs, as you can hear. I mean, it's just tragic. Finished visiting the Cope Centre. I didn't record much inside. I don't think it's necessarily appropriate to. I think it is somewhere that you should definitely 100% come if you are in Laos. It's like the Vietnamese War Museum. It's actually, I thought it would just be about prosthetics. It's not, it's about kind of the whole Vietnamese War. Yeah, it's deep, but I think you are doing the people of Laos, but also you're doing survivors of some of these cluster bombs injustice if you don't go. However, I mean, I'm not a political channel. I could talk about human rights all day and wars, and I'm very opinionated on it, but I'm not going to do that. But I do think it's definitely something that you 100% have to come and see if you come here. The entrance is free, but you can make a donation, and I would highly suggest you do make a donation because the work they're doing for survivors of cluster bombs is fantastic, and it's definitely worth every penny. Okay, so we are now at the Ho Pha Kiao Museum, which is about 5 to 10 minute, 15-minute walk from the Cope Centre. One other thing I haven't mentioned yet, which I find interesting, kind of like how in Azerbaijan, and if you haven't seen that series, go check that out, they have the Turkish flag with the Azeri flag. Over here, they've got the Soviet flag. Wherever there's like the Lao flag, there's a Soviet flag there. You can't actually see it because there's no wind, but it's there, trust me. Yeah, which I just find it very interesting. One thing they forget to tell you when you come to a tropical country is the bugs. There's actually loads of butterflies here, which is quite nice. Okay, so we actually have to take off our shoes, so let's do that. Ooh. Okay. Oh god, the floor's hot. It's beautiful, really, really beautiful. I think this is something that's really key as well. It's just because you don't follow a religion, you know, just because you're not Buddhist doesn't mean you can't appreciate the beauty of their temples. Just because you're not Muslim does not mean you can't appreciate the beauty of the Blue Mosque or the Sheikh Zayed Mosque in Abu Dhabi. You know, it's about an appreciation for the arts rather than believing in the religion yourself. You know, no one's asking you to change your religion, but it's an appreciation of the architecture. It's my deep thought for the day. We're done exploring Vientiane. I did come to see the sunset on the Mekong, however, as you can see, the sun has gone down behind the buildings and we're not right on the Mekong. So this did not go as planned. However, Kop Chai, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your time here in Vientiane with me. Please like the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time in Vientiane.